everyone and welcome back. Today I will be doing a video about defenses and how to build defenses. This video will be obsolete in 6 or 9 months or maybe 1 year, but it's a video that the core or the essence of the video will work independently of the new heroes or how they work, etc., because at the end is always the theory behind is always the same. So the idea is when you need to do a defense, you need to create 3 teams, which means 15 heroes. First thing is heroes in defense does not mean heroes in attack. What I want to say with this is sometimes you create defenses, then they work good in defense because it's difficult to get a 10-0, so ensure that you always win. Okay, this is the good defenses. These defenses you will never use in attack because in attack will be the opposite. It will be difficult to find with that team a guaranteed victory. Okay, so this is very important because if you are building your first 15 heroes, then this is not for you. Okay, this video is more for understanding on how to create defenses when you have already your 30-35 heroes. Okay, it's interesting to see because I think if you are starting in the game, it will help you to understand how defenses are created. But remember that defenses are teams that they are difficult to guarantee the victory against them. Okay, this is the core of the defenses. Also, and very important is you maybe know what could be the best 2 teams in defense or the best team in defense, but what you need here is 3 teams. There are 2 opinions here. One is to create 3 good defenses. Another is I'm going to create 1 or 2 defenses that they are very difficult to beat, and I don't care about the third one too much. Okay, the idea is I want you to fail. I don't care if you fail in 1 defense or you fail in 2 defenses. Okay. And finally, very important, the idea is to find defenses, 2 at least, where the perfect team to beat that defense, they have a common hero. So in mine, I have defense team 1 and defense team 2, and I need tempus, like it happens, I think was on Friday. I need tempus to perfectly guarantee the victory in both teams, but I only have 1 tempus attacking that defense. This will be a good defense because to really guarantee that you can beat these 2 teams, you need tempus in both of them, and I only have 1 tempus. Okay, this will be a good defense. So when you build the defenses, you need to write down which heroes or which teams will you use to beat the defenses, and see if to beat defense 1 or defense 2 or defense 3, there are heroes in common in all of them in a manner that, okay, this is a good defense because to beat 1, I need hero A, and here I need also hero A. This is very important. Okay, sometimes you can find an amazing defenses, but you realize that you are able to find 15 heroes that complete and common heroes that completely kills your defenses. So maybe despite looks very strong defense is not amazing. Okay, it will be better to have weaker defenses where to be able to really 100% guarantee beat them, you need a hero in both of the attack teams. Okay, this is the thing. Then the next step will be like how I create defenses. And how I create defenses is all based on what are the combos currently, the good combos currently. Okay, so for today, the good combos is Jasmine Sebastian. It's a very strong combo, combo number 1. Combo number 2, or heroes that really have a lot of synergy, Kayla Aiden. Okay. Number 3, Dante Octavia. Okay, another quite common. And then Oya Tristan. Okay, the main reason is because Tristan does a lot of dash damage, but also activates the armor penetration very fast, and Oya what needs to do damage is armor penetration. Okay, this is the idea. You can use other heroes, you can use the heroes independently, particularly Oya, and they will still doing a lot of damage, but this is the key. Okay, and then we have variants and related with Aiden. Okay, like with Aiden, it's not only Kayla, you can also play with Sessa. This is a very good combo, and also Aiden with Julius is a very good combo. Okay, it's something that you need to take into account. When you do this, when you use Sessa Aiden or Julius Aiden, and you don't want to use Kayla together, remember that Kayla could be amplified by Fafnir. It's not as good as playing with Aiden, but sometimes, depending on the situation, could work exactly the same than having Aiden. Okay, so this is the 4-5 things that we know it works. okay, like these combinations. The idea will be when you create these three teams in defense, you need to use one of them or combination of them, and sometimes they can join between them. And maybe you can have, I don't know, Oya, Jasmine, Sebastian. You know, Jasmine, Sebastian was one combo, we add Oya there. Okay, and this is important. But you need to take into account if I put, for example, Oya, Jasmine, and Sebastian in one team, I know I break the combo Oya Tristan, so I will not be able to play Oya Tristan in my second and my third team. So I limit my possibilities to, okay, one will be Kayla Aiden, and what will be here? If I'm using Kayla Aiden already, I'm using Oya, so I broke Oya Tristan, I'm always using Jasmine Sebastian, and then the only remaining will be Dante Octavia, okay? So this is the idea. Okay, so currently, for the current meta, okay? Let's go first with the Dante Octavia. For Dante Octavia, there are two variations or two teams. One is the physical one, which is the most used, honestly, that I have seen by far, particularly in High Duke or Royal League, and use the physical heroes. What are these physical heroes? There are two versions. One play Jasmine, Sebastian Lara, okay, combo one, okay, the team you are seeing right now. Oh, sorry, no, this one, Lara. Sebastian, what I did. Octavia, sorry, like this. Okay, so Dante Octavia, Jasmine Sebastian with Lara. Option number one, other people, and this is completely up to you, remove Sebastian from there and put a tank sometimes, but this is mainly the combo, the physical team I was mentioned before. What happens here? You're using Dante Octavia and you're using Jasmine Sebastian, which means then from the team we have talked about, you have Oya Tristan for the second team, and for the third team you have Kela Aiden. This is the reason this team works well, because you're still having two very nice groups for the second and the third team. There is a variation of this team where you remove Lara, okay, and you put Oya. In my opinion, this team is better than the previous team, a little bit better. I think this team is more difficult to beat than the previous team. And to be able to beat this team, what you usually need is Astaroth, Tempus, Lara, Fafnir, and Aiden. And this is a problem because if you use Fafnir and you use Aiden, then you cannot use Kayla anymore, or you can play with Kayla but without any supporting hero like Fafnir or Aiden. Okay, so this is very important. Also, you lost Astaroth, and as you can see, Astaroth is a very good tank. With Julius, Astaroth, and Corvus, probably is the current three best tanks, so it's something to take into account. Okay, but the problem here using this is you break Oya Tristan. So the next thing could be Kela Aiden, but what will be here? You don't have it, okay? You can maybe put here, what is the usually thing is you go with here, what you do here is, okay, I am going to put Tristan, I'm going to put Kayla, and I can put Fafnir, for example, okay? You can say, why you don't play with Aiden? Because here, then you can go with Aiden, here, Aiden, and then you can put Cesar, okay? This could be an option, an alternative, okay? So in case that you play like this, the normal or the thing what means, this will be the other teams. Again, you will need to decorate this team, you will need to decorate this team with other heroes, okay? Maybe this one here, you play with this, maybe you can go and say, okay, I want a big wall between Julius with Chava, okay? And then you go here and say, Cesar Aiden, maybe I put Astaroth, I put Tempus, and maybe I put Soleil, or I put Folio, I put Amira, or I put Faceless, or I put Jorgen, okay, this type of teams, okay? This option number one, and see how we have built the team based on the remaining things. Okay, what is the difference if we play with, which is what I will recommend, with this team, okay? The good thing of these teams is you still having Oya Tristan for the second, and for the third one you have Kela Aiden. Okay, what will be the second team then? So the second team is a team that I think is getting a lot of power since the release of the My Penetration skin, plus the talisman, the second talisman for Kayla, because, and mainly because, this team maybe looks easy to beat, but when the team has high glyphs, like we're talking about 750k or more, it's difficult to beat. And if you fail, like usually when you fail versus an Octavia team, maybe you kill two heroes, but you die, or you kill one hero. The problem with this team we are going to see now, the problem is if you fail, a lot of the time you fail with the 5 heroes alive and charged. And if the team is charged, it's very difficult to beat. It has happened in both directions. It has happened on Friday, that this team, similar to the team you are going to see, is one I use for defense. They failed, they didn't kill anyone, and then it was almost impossible to clean up. Like, they attack me again and they fail. And it happens to me, like, someone in my guild failed against this team, similar team. It was a 800k team. I tried to clean it 2 times, to things that were giving me 10-0 against that team, but because the team I was fighting against was charged, because someone has attacked before, I was not able to kill a single hero. Okay, so this is very important. What is the hero? Is the Julius Aiden combo. Okay, this is super seals, particularly if your Julius is level 80 and your Aiden is level 70. This is a very good defensive team. Okay, in my opinion, at least. So what you will support is, of course, Kayla. Okay, and then it becomes a little bit on understanding what could be next, like what I can put here. So here there are different options. Like, you can go to a traditional progress team, which I mean using only Isaac, and then as a 5th hero you can come with Soleil. Soleil works very well with Julius and with Kayla when it jumps to the middle of the team. But here you have one big damage dealer, which is Kayla, but you have 2 pseudo damage dealers, which is Julius and Isaac. Okay, this is somehow a very good team. Okay, there is not too much synergy in the weapons, only because this is magic defense. There are 2 magic defense artifacts and 1 magic attack, which doesn't go well with this team, but this combo is good. What is the other options here? The other option could be I remove Isaac and I put Cascade. I remove maybe Soleil and I put Fafnir, because I am not using Fafnir. For example, this team, the good thing here is you have 2 damage dealers, okay? But you don't have that much protections than we had before with Isaac and with Soleil, okay? It could be any combo here that you can imagine. You can play with Ki and Meow, like maybe instead of Fafnir, Ki and Meow, or maybe instead of Cascade and Fafnir, you play, oh no, not this one, sorry. Instead of this, you remove from here Fafnir and you say, okay, I'm going to play with Kim Meow, which no idea where it is. I think I never used her. With Kim Meow, and then I'm going to put here Soleil, particularly with the new release of Kim Meow next month. Okay, something like this. Okay, this is the team. In my case, because I don't have Kim Meow, I'm going to go here and I'm going to go here with Fafnir. Okay, something like this. Cascade is another option. Okay, like this is the thing. And then we go to the 3rd team. Why do we have, with this composition, we have not touched Oya here in this team, and then we have Oya here. We have Tristan and Oya, but we don't have Kayla, we don't have Jasmine. What you can be, and maybe I put the tortoise, for example, option A. And then what else I can put here? I can put, I know, double tank. So I can go here and say I'm going to put Chava, which is a very good tank in defense. And then here I am playing with Fafnir, so I don't have Fafnir available. This is one of the problems. So maybe say, okay, look, maybe here is better to play with Cascade here, or with Isaac, for example. Say, okay, let's go with Isaac, because then I have Fafnir here free. Okay, and then you can go with this. Or you can play with something very common, which is the double tank with Oya, Tristan, and Fafnir. Okay, so double tank here. We can say, okay, let's play with Astaroth here. I think Chava Julius was well, but you have Julius already been here. For example, this team, okay? This is another option you can play. Other options, then you can think about it, okay? Like, I can say, okay, I'm going to play with Chava, but I'm going to play with Corvus, because Corvus go behind of Chava. Why Corvus? Because now I can remove Fafnir, and I can put here Astrid, okay? Astrid is a very good hero. It gives damage in front line, but it gives you armor. Here you have 3 weapon armors, 1 magic penetration, 1 critical hit, which is very good to a hero than, to a team that does damage. Why Corvus and Astrid? Because the counter of Astrid, usually, or the most common one, is Iris. So you play with Corvus, the altar of Corvus probably will kill Iris. You will need to play Iris with probably Dorian, right? To avoid and she dies. Okay, so these type of things want you to take into account. Chava is good in defense because the barb is randomly, so it stands randomly 1 hero. So depending on the battle, we have a completely different results. Okay, so this could be option 1, and also option. Okay, this could be a very good team. Okay, this type of option. Maybe someone said, I don't like to play here with Astrid. I prefer to play here with the Fafnir version of Double Tank, Oya, Tristan, and Fafnir. Okay, you will need to test these ones and see what happens. Okay, makes sense? Again, like there are multiple variations here. Like for example, I'm not playing with Cascade. So maybe I say, okay, I love Cascade. I'm going to play with Cascade here. Another option, more armor penetration for the team. Okay, so let's remove these versions. Okay, and everything has been established at the beginning by Dante Octavia, depending of the decision of which heroes I would like to use. Now in mind you say, look, I don't want to use Jasmine or Oya or any hero that I would like to use in my second and third team. I want to have a Dante Octavia that is completely independent of these critical teams, okay? Like of these two heroes that I mentioned at the beginning of the video. What could be the option? So the option, very common option, was for a long time the version of Nebula to amplify Dante, and then here never play with Iris. Remember, in attack, yes, no in defense. And you will say, what I can put here? What could be the thing that could work well? You can put a Lara and a Cascade, for example, this team. Or you can say, no, I prefer to remove Cascade from here, or opposite. I say Cascade and I'm going to be with a magic team. I'm going to put Faceless here, a very good team. Say, okay, I don't want to play with Cascade here, and instead, sorry, with Faceless here, and instead I'm going to play with an Amira team. Okay, with the Nebula amplifying Amira. And then you can say, I don't want any of this, I don't want to play with Cascade in this case, and I want to play with the physical one, which is Lara and Astrid. Okay, this could be an option. And then say, oh, I like Eternity teams, so I'm going to play with Corvus, maybe Morgan to avoid Resurrection of Satori, and then here you can play with Tempus, for example, something like this, okay? Like, I want to play with this, so I don't want Tempus, and instead I'm going to play with the new Talisman of Phobos, okay? This will be the first team, okay? Let's go. For me, in my opinion, to be honest, I will go with something like Nebula, Cascade, and Lara. I think this team is okay, I think it works well. Something like this. The counter, instead of going with the traditional Lara Fafnir with Astaroth or Anbari or both of them with sometimes Tempus, sometimes Aiden, this is more for Anbari, Nebula, Heidi, okay, this type of combos with double tank because you have Cascade. Always when you fight against Cascade, ensure that you have double tank. So Astaroth Anbari, Siri Anbari, Siri Astaroth, something like this, okay? Anyways, I have this. Now I have much more other possibilities. So now I can do combos here stronger. So for example, I can do Oya Tristan, Kela, Aiden, and maybe I decide here to play with Chava, for example, right? Now I can have two of the combos. So Kela, Aiden, Oya Tristan here. This is a very strong team, but you are used to play against these teams, okay? Because they are not... they are very common, very used, so you know the counter, whereas the others are different. And then what do you have free here? You have your Julius, you have your Aiden, but what else? You have your Jasmine. Instead of doing this, my advice will be, okay, let's go back here. I'm going to remove from here Kayla Aiden. I'm going to put Kayla here, Aiden here. Okay, and now I can put... so I have Soleil, Kayla, Aiden, I have Kayla, and here I can put maybe my Cascade, but I'm using it. Let's think what will be my next one. Maybe I go and say, okay, I'm going to play with Isa here. Okay, and here, the reason of doing this is now we have Jasmine and we have Sebastian, and Oya has critical hits. The pen of this team is quite vulnerable to Iris and quite vulnerable to Helios. So maybe you want to remove Chava and put here Corvus. Okay, the team is a little bit weaker, and the point of this team is there will be other Oya Tristan teams that may can kill it. But because you are playing with Corvus, not only you counter Iris, you also counter Kayla somehow. So they will not use Kayla against this team for this reason. Other teams, other people say, okay, remove Sebastian and put instead Astaroth, okay? Fafnir, sorry, this could be another option. The sense, okay, if you do this, then remove Isaac from here, and put Sebastian. Or option A, option B, remove Soleil and put Isaac here, because Isaac, Julius, Kayla, and Sebastian, 4 of them has critical hits. So now this amplify. And the good thing of having Aiden in this team is Aiden will protect you from Iris and will protect you from Helios with the seal. Plus, Julius will remove the marks of Iris. Okay, so for example, this could be very good team. This is good team. This okay team. I think that the other teams, physical teams, are a little bit better. You have more likelihood to fail. This team is very strong team, and this is another very strong team. Okay, this is another manner to may go to all to have done this. So what I am missing here, and other things you can think about. This team is using Kella Aiden. Some people will decide to play with Morrigan to try to counter the resurrection of Aiden or the resurrection of Kayla, right? So then you can think here, what about if I, for example, remove Nebula here and I put Astaroth here? Now you cannot play Morrigan here against this team because you need to play against this other team that is more dangerous. So the resurrection of Astaroth will be for free. This is another option that could be very good. Okay, like other option that could be good to test. And I have seen this sometimes been playing like this. Okay, something important to say. And then we don't have also here Sebastian. So maybe we remove Cascade and we put Sebastian and we use the talisman of Dante that has critical hits. So you have Lara, Dante, and Sebastian for critical hits. Right? Like this is important. Maybe this is an option. Whatever, okay? But now you see what is at the end is a balance. Like here I do weaker Dante Octavia. This is very similar to the other team, and this is stronger than the other team we were talking about before, okay? But maybe say, here I would prefer to play with Astaroth, right? If I play with Fafnir, okay? Option A. Because then, to be able to kill this team here, let's go to put Nebula here again. Okay, to be able to kill this team, you need Morgan. So now you cannot play Morgan against this team. So you cannot avoid the resurrection probably of Jasmine by Astaroth, which means you give 2 hits or a second chance to Jasmine to do more damage. Okay, so for example, this will be another team, then it will be good in defense or good in attack. Question here will be, for example, in this one, do you play with Sebastian or you play with Soleil? It will depending on team power. You will need to do tests. Okay, for example, test I was doing right now, I can show you. If I go to trainings, my trainings, I was playing to test, and this is an example of different combination you can play with this team, okay? And then let me see until when I have played a lot of this team. Okay, I was playing, for example, against this team. Okay, the key here of this team is I need to play with Tempus or I was not able to get a victory. Okay, but the same team, depending on the situation, it changed completely. You know, I was using the same teams. Here I put Cascade, then I put here a Cascade with Fafnir. Now I play Soleil with Isaac. Then here I think it's the same. I think I repeat with a different team. Not the same team, but... And then here Soleil with Isaac. Again, very similar thing. So I was doing different combinations to see how it works. Testing, and then say, okay, let's redo everything again. Soleil Cascade, Isaac Fafnir, Cascade Isaac, Soleil Fafnir again here. You know, so Isaac with Soleil, then playing with Sebastian, playing with Kim Mia. Okay, I was playing with one particular team that is free. I don't have Tempus. My idea was I don't want to use Tempus. I don't want to use Aiden. And I would like to kill this using Corvus Morgan with probably Massey and another 2 heroes like Octavia, Iris. It could be also Astrian, Barry, etc., etc. And I was testing to see which teams I was having the bigger problem. So far for me, the most difficult one was this Fafnir Isaac. Okay, for me. Okay, for my composition that I was trying to test. So I will need to do another test and see which other teams I can use against this team. Okay, so this is the idea. To be able to decide what is the best composition of my second team, taking into account which teams beat the first and the third team. Like if I need Tempus to beat my first team, the one, for example, could be Oya, Jasmine, Sebastian, Dante, Octavia, then I know that to beat my second team, you also need tempus. This is a good defense because you will need to assign tempus to one of the two teams. Okay? So this is the idea of how to create defense, and the theory works for anywhere. So this is an example of strong defenses that you can see in Royal League or you can see in High Doku. So please let me know like what do you think and let me know your opinion. Okay? Have a good day.